Good morning. Is Dr. Nations available?
Yeah, hold on just a second for me.
Thanks. I'm here at Nation's Best Family Care out in Lynn Haven on 77. And here's Dr. Nations right now.
Morning, sir.
Hey, Doc, thanks so much for letting us in your practice and disrupt your day like this.
That's okay.
Now, normally you come to the studio.
Yes, sir.
And you tell us about all the great things that are going on here, but I wanted to come here in person just to kind of see how the whole operation works and what all you have to offer here. Now, besides family care, what else happens here?
The majority of what we do is primary care. The other components to it is what JT, my nutritionist, does. He does we have a nutrition and weight loss program for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
We have a lot of folks that come in who are trying to get off of their medications and they're just tired of taking them.
Yeah.
And we can actually adjust a lot of things with them by changing how they eat and what they eat.
Yeah, we had JT on the show earlier
Yes,
in the
sir.
week.
Yeah.
And he told us about all the great things that he does for people. And you also have some very talented physician's assistants here as well.
Yeah, we have two other folks here. Jim Dees is my physician assistant, and Stephanie Breland is my nurse practitioner. I have another staff coming on to meet in another 3-4 weeks. She's going to join us too.
Oh, I can't wait to meet her too.
Yes, sir. Yep.
We've got to run off to the local weather, but on the other side of this break, let's take a look around. Maybe you can give me a tour and we can meet some of your staff.
Sounds good.
You're watching Waking Up with Don, and we're going back to your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm. westpittmanlawfirm.com. So where are we headed now?
So right here, we actually came on a very special day. Every other week, we have an ultrasound company called Elite Ultrasound. You'll meet them in just a second. We part of what we do as far as primary care goes is wellness visits. So Medicare likes to do this thing, and most companies want your people to come in for an annual physical to make sure you've got all of your screening tests done. So for women, that includes going over their vaccines with them, or mammograms and colon cancer screenings, and all those types of things. One of those things that comes into play is ultrasound screening for like carotid disease. So Elite Ultrasound has come out and helped us for folks that need those types of scans. They also do ultrasounds. They do abdominal ultrasounds if we have abnormal liver exams and things like that.
Elite Ultrasound. And how often do they come out to the practice?
Every other week.
Every other week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what the whole point for them is because a lot of patients would rather come and see us here rather than go downtown and do something at another facility.
Yeah, sure. I get that.
Yeah. So they get the testing gets done here, and then they send it off to get read by a radiologist, and the report comes back to us, and we go over it with the patient. So
it's great. You can see your neighborhood doctor and have it all done here instead of having
that kind of one-stop
being
shop
sent
thing
from
that we
pillar to
talked
post by your doc all over town.
Yeah.
You can
or
get it all
having
done
different
here.
admin people to argue about billing and those kinds of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's a lot easier for a lot of folks to say there's one place that handles all my stuff.
Kind of like one-stop shopping, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly. So
Well, who do we have here?
this is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. I'm Don. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now you're with the Elite Ultrasound, and you're an ultrasound technician.
Right.
I guess you would say. Now, what are some of the basic procedures that you do here for documentation?
We do all kinds of ultrasound here. Vascular, hearts, echo, and general ultrasound, whatever they need. So they can come here, we can do their tests, send it off to a cardiologist, a radiologist, and then the results come right back to Dr. Nation.
You know, in the state of technology now, do you just like carry this with you?
Everything gets smaller and better in electronics.
I think I saw you in the lobby when I was waiting, coming in with your little wheelie, and it looked like, okay, here comes a flight attendant or something, but no, here comes an ultrasound technician with this little box with all this gear in here.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just like all electronics, just
Yeah.
gets smaller.
Yeah, so could you kind of run me through something here real quick and maybe show me how this works?
Well, we'll bring a patient in, hook them up to an EKG, turn this machine on. There are 5 different probes, so depending on what kind of ultrasound we're doing. This morning we're set up first to do an echocardiogram. It'll take 20 or 25 minutes. I'll send that to a radiologist digitally, and he will read it, see the images, and send the report back. The
That's
patient
awesome
doesn't
stuff.
have to go anywhere else.
And then when it gets it, he sends a report back, and then of course Dr. Nations takes a look at it as well, and
Meets with the patient.
and meets with the patient and incorporates that into his big overarching health plan, I guess. Yeah.
So we have a lot of patients that don't want to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
And they want to come here, they're comfortable, they know they're going to get checked in with people that know them, they're going to get a test, and they're going to get tested with their own doctor. It works well for everybody.
Well, thanks so much for showing me this stuff. This is
You're
really
welcome.
cool.
Thank you.
Don, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, I'm here with my friend Jim Dees, who's been on the show a few times, and Jim is a physician's assistant here. Now, a lot of people, you hear the term physician's assistant, but what exactly is a physician's assistant, aside from the obvious assisting a physician?
Yes, thank you. And I'm a physician assistant, and I assist the doctor in chores that he can legally delegate to me.
Now, you have quite a bit of education.
Yes, I do.
That,
Yes, sir.
that allows you to do certain things for the doctor
Yes.
and for the patient.
Yes, I do. I have a bachelor's degree, and I went to specialized training for a physician assistant.
Now, I understand that you've been doing this for quite some time now.
Yes,
too.
sir. Almost 40 years
So you got 40 years of clinical experience
of clinical hands-on experience.
as a physician's assistant.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
amazing
sir.
stuff.
I was trained by the military. We were trained by physicians, for physicians, in their guidance.
Yeah. So you're actually an ex-military guy then too.
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir.
All right. So that's why this place runs so smoothly, like a finely oiled machine.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. With all the lumps and bumps that go along with it, we do.
And you are part and parcel of this practice, along with a nurse practitioner.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir. We are completely integral
yeah.
with everything that goes on.
Well, Jim, thanks so much for.
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
letting me barge in on your work here, and maybe you can check me out.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. Almost all vehicles on the road today have a power braking system. The power brake system helps provide braking power so you don't have to do all the work with your legs and the brake pedal. The brakes themselves are applied at the wheel using hydraulic pressure. When we step on the brake pedal, we create pressure in the power booster that is multiplied by vacuum from the engine. The resultant pressure pushes brake fluid through the master cylinder into tubes and hoses that run to the brake at each wheel. If there's a problem with the power brake booster, your pedal usually gets extremely hard due to the lack of vacuum coming from the engine. If your pedal gets extremely soft or gets extremely mushy, that's an indication of another problem, usually a hydraulic leak. A leak gives pressurized fluid somewhere to go other than to the brakes, so stopping power is reduced. Lose enough fluid and you can't stop at all. Of course, that can be very dangerous. Brake fluid also attracts moisture, which can lead to rust. Not a good thing for anti-lock brake systems. Also, water into the limes can be heated and create steam. When you create the steam, the hydraulic pressure is reduced and your braking power is reduced as well. If you haven't had your brake fluid changed in a number of years, you might want to consider that. A final word, make sure you use the recommended brake fluid for your vehicle. Using the wrong type of brake fluid can result in total failure of the braking system. I'm David Lovett, and that has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hey folks, this is Joshua Brown with Mad Hatter on 23rd Street. Is your check engine light on? If it is, text MADHAT28, that's MADHAT28, to 24247 and we'll check it for free.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with JT Thompson here at Dr. Nation's practice, and JT is a sports nutritionist. Is that right, JT?
That's right, sports nutritionist.
Now, you were on the show this week, and I said, hey, what would happen to me if I walked into your office? And well, here I am. And here I am. Now, what would you do? Would you have like an initial consultation with me?
Yeah, our first meeting would be right here. We'd spend probably 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Wow.
Depending on.
Well, this is only a half-hour show, so we're going to have to keep it short.
We'll do Cliff Notes version.
Okay.
I would go over, obviously we've got all your medical records here, blood work, previous medical history, but before you came and see me today, you would have filled out what I call a background history.
Sure.
Okay, and that's everything from likes and dislikes of foods to food allergies and current dietary habits and exercise habits, etc. So we'll review that, look at your blood work, weigh you, measure you, me being able to see you in person and see your body makeup, and for me to be able to take a look at you plays a bigger role than what people realize too. So the in-person thing's a very big deal. It'd be hard to do over the phone or over the internet.
Sure.
Once I gather all the information that I need, typically as you would get ready to leave today, you're going to leave with what I affectionately call a to-do list. And that's going to be frequency of meals, water intake, types of protein. I'm probably going to have you go get whey protein or protein bars. Begin to kick up the frequency of your eating. Eating within 45 minutes to an hour of getting up. eating right before you go to sleep.
So, you know, before I even walk through the door, there's quite a bit of data collection that goes on.
Considerable amount.
And then afterwards, we have a little conversation. You kind of get to know me a little bit, likes and dislikes and all that stuff. And then you kind of do that quick little evaluation and send me on my way with some things to do.
Yes.
Now, how's this been working for people? You have any really good success stories? Or?
Yeah, tons.
Yeah.
More than you can imagine. Yeah.
Funny you should put it that way. Tons. I'm going to lose weight. But
Literally. If we
Yeah.
added it up, it would be.
Yeah, I guess it would be, huh? Yeah. And you know, what are the risks of being overweight or obese? I think we're all pretty familiar with the whole fact that, you know, America is obese, children are obese.
And it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
The predictions that were made in the late 90s and early 2000s about childhood diabetes, adult onset or type 2 diabetes, childhood obesity, and then our obesity and morbid obesity rate for adults was estimated, and we've blown it out of the water. I mean,
So
approximately 2/3 of the American population is overweight at this
So
point.
we're actually worse than the predictions were back at that time.
Worse than the liberal bad predictions were at that time, yeah.
So how do I get to know you? How do I get in here to see you? Do I have to be a patient of Dr. Nations?
You don't. Obviously, that's from where we sit, and moving forward and working together makes it a lot easier for us to have access to medical and to be able to kind of put you back and forth. But it's by no means necessary. In fact, I've got a lot of patients that come to see me that Dr. Nation is not their primary care physician. You would need to contact the office, set an appointment to do our background history consultation, which is what we're doing today.
Right.
And after that, then we will set up the frequency of visits, typically once a week for the first month.
So you got to chart our progress along the way. And
And
it's not just diet, it'd be exercise too. Would you give me recommendations on working out?
Very
or
specific, yes. And that's, and all that's going to vary from person to person too. Do you have the availability to go to the gym? Are you capable of getting up and even walking and doing any type of cardio at all? I've got some patients that their exercise program is literally standing up and sitting back down.
So it's not just guys like me who may be 50-ish and looking to get back in shape. You get some elderly people,
I've got
young people, you get them from all walks
I've
of
got
life,
patients
don't you?
as young as 7, 8 years old that are becoming obese, to kids in their teens with and without medical problems, to guys and girls in their 70s, 80s, or even a couple in their early 90s.
Wow, that's
So
amazing stuff.
we've got some patients waiting on organ transplants that are having to lose weight to get on that list.
Oh yeah. I would imagine your doctor wants you at a certain weight and health status before they even start an operation like that. Well, JT, this has been really educational. I'm coming back to see you.
I'm going to hold you to it.
All right, because I got to get rid of a little spare tire over here. Thanks a lot for what you
You got
do
it, man. I
here.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Roman Nation at Nation's Best Family Healthcare. Is that the right name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got it right. I always say it. But
only one
Nation's
me.
Best, I know. And that's a great name, too, by the way. Nation's Best. And your name happens to be Nation. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for showing us around today.
You're welcome. Yeah. So here, this is the finishing the finishing area where folks go through, kind of walk through the whole clinic. As folks are getting checked out, they make their next appointment, and we give them instructions for their lab results, or if we have.
I know you've
other
got a great
studies on.
process here. It's almost like set up like a horseshoe.
We're trying to.
Yeah, when you come in one side and you kind of work your way around, and then you check out over here.
Yep. And then folks get we have everything's electronics, everything's printed. We have very little that's handwritten, so it's a lot more legible. That's one of the forward-thinking things that they've been trying to do in medicine for a long time, is to get the doctor scribble out of the way and then move it to where everything's printed and typed. And so that's why we do everything.
Yeah, we all know the doctor scribble.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I've talked with Jim and JT, and we've kind of poked around back here.
Yes, sir.
And and a large part of what you do is really just getting to know your patients. Isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a huge amount of data collection that goes into this whole approach that you have
some of
here.
it's people don't even realize that we're doing it when we're getting to know patients and reading body language and those types of things. And that all plays a pretty significant role in the care that we provide them.
Well, thanks so much for showing us around. And
Yes, sir.
here we are, Nation's Best. How do we get an appointment with you? What do we do?
You just you can call over here. It actually Alice is in the back. She's our appointment specialist to find.
Go ask
find
Alice.
Yeah. Yep. We didn't get to meet Alice today, but because she's busy. But the phone number is 481-1101.
Dr. Roman Nation, thanks so
Thank
much
you, sir.
for having us
Appreciate
around.
it, Don.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Carol Cat Turner, who is a bon vivant and lady about town. And if you go to any of the concerts in town, you'll probably bump into her. And she's going to tell us what's going on around town with this great app we know as Live 850. Now, you and I have a common friend, Jennifer Vigil.
We
right?
do.
Who is the inventor of this app, right?
A fellow New Yorker,
Yeah,
I
how about that?
understand. I adore y'all's hysterical stories about being dropped into our community from New York.
Hey, I'm trying to blend. But she invented this app because, her and her husband were going out one night and they were thumbing through newspapers and what's going on, and it's just a big pain. So she decided to create this app that you can put right on your phone. It's right at your fingertips, and you know what's going on.
You can go to iTunes, you can go to Google Play. It's a free download. It costs absolutely nothing. It is a community service application. You can find it on facebook.com/live850. Then you're part of the Live 850 community. You can list your community events. Musicians can list their events. Venue owners can list their events very often. The community partners, there's a tab here, and you can become a community partner just by contacting Live 850, sending them your email. They need a copy of your logo, your business logo, and your contact information. And if you're becoming a new partner, you want to introduce it with a special. The community partners offer great specials. Sometimes it's as much as like a 10% discount. You got to look around town.
I see you're getting a lot of discounts there.
We put them. We put the places you can find them on Facebook. So go to Facebook, and it's all about supporting local businesses, local events,
local venues,
and then you just go to your smart app. You find out what's going on when. It's a community bulletin board. So we hope everybody will list their stuff and get out in the community, support local, and be a part of all of the amazing stuff we've got going on here.
And it's an idea whose time has come, quite honestly.
It's past time.
It's past time. And now we know you're just just within your reach. It's literally at your fingertips on your phone.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And this is so up to date and so current. That's what makes it nice. A lot of times, you get limited information like with print. Sometimes there are last minute changes with bands or an event or a rain plan or something like that. And this always has the most current information.
You know what's a really cool feature to this, Kat, is that they have the Instagram hookup there.
Love that.
So like if there's something you want to go to and somebody you know is already there, they could take a picture of the crowd or a picture of the band to kind of show you what's going on. And you could say, wow, it looks too crowded, or it looks great, looks like they're having a good time. I'm heading there.
I want everybody to do that wherever you are. If you've taken pictures even of recent past events, we had the Gulf Coast Pepsi Jam. We just had Ghetto Palace last night. It was Crook Stewart's birthday. If you've got those pictures and you're part of our Live 850 community, all you got to do is go to your Instagram account and you upload it with the hashtag Live 850, and it'll send it right, and then you're a part in real time with the Live 850 community. So y'all share your pictures.
Yeah, now that we've sung the praises of the app, what is going on this weekend? What's happening?
Well, TGIF. It's Friday Fest downtown. We got a lot of cool stuff going on down there. You need to go to the Facebook page and like the Facebook page for Friday Fest. And that also gives you good information on what the Downtown Improvement Board is doing, their meetings, their times, and it's just a great place to catch up on that kind of thing. You can see who the bands are that are going to be there for that week and whatever's going on. They've got lots of stuff on their website. And then every Saturday downtown, we've got the Arena Concert Series. That's been pretty amazing. It opened up with Barbed Wire Creek, I think.
We've had them on this show, and they're just awesome. Those guys.
Love those boys. God, family, and country
and
music.
They're super talented.
I love those boys so much. And by the way, y'all, big shout out. They represented at the showdown at Tootsie's. They were amazing. Their fans are amazing. Their families are amazing. I just love them, and I love all the people who came out to support them and local musicians for that endeavor. So y'all watch those boys and y'all support them.
So we only got a few seconds left though, but we've got Friday Fest. We've always got things going on around town and in the 850 area code.
That's
the
right.
name. get this app.
Easy to find, easy to find. Free download on iTunes and on Google Play. And don't forget too, on Saturday, in addition, there's going to be the out at Lake Town Wharf. We're coming into 9/11, and there's going to be a memorial walk that's put on by the Panama City Beach firefighters. The proceeds from that will go to the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Fund. It's $30. You need to register in advance. Comes with lunch. That's going to be Lake Town Wharf, and I think it's at 12:30. I'm not sure. Don't hold it to me.
Check
the
the app.
Check the app.
Carol Cat Turner, we're going to have to let that be the last word, but thanks so much for coming on the show and talking about this great app called Live 850.
Always a pleasure, Don.
And we'll see you next time.